Hello everybody and welcome to another Minecraft video brought to you by Rob's Mind. And believe it or not, today we actually have an episode plan for episode 22. So, today guys, I want to say first of all, I apologize about the late release of the video. As of right now, I am currently like 11 or 12 days since my last release. And I'm just now getting started, guys, so I do apologize for that. I've played a little bit, haven't played too much, haven't recorded too much, or at least liked what I've been recording, because I have been busy with a new puppy. We got that Great Dane puppy. Her name is Maple. She's part of our family now, and oh my goodness, she is just two handfuls of stress. But that's okay. She's going to grow up to be a fine horse one day, and we will love her like that. But, so, moving on from that, you guys can see that we are back into the good old original textures. We're no longer in the RTX textures, and that is because Gubby, a viewer in the comments of my last episode, had told me about the bedrock tweaks, and that gives me pretty much everything I wanted. The clean redstone that you see beyond this glass, the connected textures on our glass blocks. It's got a few other features. Also, it has like a duplication, like a double shulker shells thing. Guys, should I do the double shulker shells? I don't know. Somebody told me that I should do it because the Hermitcraft server uses it, but I believe that that actually raises a pretty good point that I shouldn't do it because they've got 20 some odd people all trying to raid the end and get elytra and shulker shells and whatnot, and I am just a single person. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comments section because that would be super helpful. So here's our list. Number one, we are going to clear some space for projects. Right now I want to level a lot of the land that you see around here, and I mean a lot of it. We'll fly up and take a look at it in a moment. Number two, I would like to build a cactus farm. Yeah, we're going to build a cactus farm somewhere over in that area. I would like to build a 72 furnace super smelter. I am so excited about this one, guys. I designed it just a little bit ago. It is my first super smelter / furnace array, whatever you want to call it, that I have ever designed in my life, and oh my god, I am in love with this thing. It's pretty cool. So yeah, this is going to be the small furnace array, by the way. I'm planning on designing an even bigger one, hopefully even faster. I've been watching a lot of SciCraft recently, and I want to experiment with a few things. Also, I want to finish the iron farm. I had told a couple of you guys that we would be doing the iron farm tutorial for my next video. Obviously, that did not happen, and I do not have the proof to show it to you now, but I promise I will have it later, that the iron golems are not reliably spawning in my water chamber. Sometimes they're spawning on the edges, and that is just indicating that the village center is actually shifting. And whenever I break the bell and replace it, that is the case. The village center is happening to shift, causing the iron golems to spawn in random sides, so I have to build a more extensive water trap system for this thing, unfortunately. But yeah, we're going to make it work. So, other than that, I suppose let's go up here and get a good look at all of this, because all of this is about to get cleared out, people. Alright, and now that we've gotten all of that terraforming done, let's fly up and take a look. And this is how it looks. Don't hate on me in the comments section by calling this terraforming. I know it's not really terraforming. That is just really flattening out the land, but man, that was a lot of work. And over here, we have got half of our cactus farm in as well. So I believe I've got 4 layers in here. That is 1 stack of cactus. There's 16 per layer. So that is pretty good, but I want it to be 8 layers high to produce me 128 cactus out of this one farm tower, if that makes any sense. So now let's go down here and check out the item collection system that we've got going on. All the cactus, pretty much, it grows up, it hits the side of the fence gate, pops off, lands in the water stream, and funnels down right over here. Let's get some scaffolding and pillar up. So how this actually works is the item blocks all fall down here. They land in this water stream, pass underneath this half slab, go around the corner, hit the honey blocks. They're actually a little smaller than a full block, and I learned from Mumbo Jumbo that you can actually put them on top of the hoppers and they will pick up items unlike a chest. So they'll actually align the items and pick up items on top of the same hoppers. So that is extremely useful for sorting systems. I had no idea, so, you know, link to his channel will be down in the description, just like a link to Ilmango, because, man, that guy is awesome. I actually watched a cactus farm video by him where he tested the efficiency of all the cactus farms and stuff like that. I'll try and leave a link to that video in the description. Don't know if I'll get that carried away with it, but his channel will definitely be left. And, wow, he tested all sorts of the ins and outs of cactus farming, and I just wanted a reliable cactus farm that's going to last and not end up being patched, and I believe that this is definitely the one. So we're going to build it eight layers high and just kind of have it all funnel into this. Hopefully that'll be enough storage. At least for now, I think it will be. Maybe at some point we'll attach an auto smelter to it. Speaking of smelters, guys, right behind me is the spot that we are going to be putting our brand new 72 furnace super smelter. But I want to go ahead and open up a creative testing world and show you the ins and outs of this redstone. So let's go ahead and go into the testing world. And here we are in the creative testing world where gravity poses us no issue and we can just fly around and show off all of the circuits we have here. So, if you know anything about redstone, this is non-functional right now. But I'm not going to build you guys this thing block for block because I do want to put out a tutorial for it. But what we are going to do is kind of go through my thought process on how I designed this thing. So, the first thing that I actually did before I even configured how many furnaces I wanted was to see how many blocks a pulse extender would allow a furnace minecart to pick out of this thing. And I wanted it to be a reasonable amount of furnaces, but not anything that's ridiculously overkill, as I didn't really want to build anything massive. So, this is already pretty big, you know. It's at least 40 blocks long or so. But, so right here is our input chest with all of the items that we want to smelt. It runs over the top of the furnaces, down the minecart track, loops around, goes into the Pez dispenser style thing. And like I said, I wanted to see how much a pulse extender would actually draw us out of here. And this circuit right here had allowed me to actually take care of that. So right here, what we actually have is when a hopper minecart or any kind of minecart runs over this pressure plate, this detector rail rather, it will trigger this redstone line, but only for a very brief amount of time. That's why we have this pulse extender feeding back into it, creating a little loop, and it'll burn out after a little bit of time. In the meantime, that turns off this redstone torch the entire time that's activated, having this locked. This piston is also extended the entire time, and then once the redstone line turns off, it drops the observer, releasing the next hopper minecart, and also turning our redstone torch on to release this one. Obviously, once the next hopper minecart comes up, it triggers the system and goes in an infinite loop. This pulse extender actually allowed it to pull out exactly 64 plus 8 items, which is 72. So I just went ahead and made a 72 furnace array, because that was pretty obvious in my brain. The next thing that I did was actually hook this up to a system where once we put items into that chest, it will automatically start launching our hopper minecarts. And this was the solution that I actually came up with. So right here we actually have this comparator running into a sticky piston. It's pushing 2 slime blocks and an observer. The reason that it's doing that will be explained in just a moment. The important thing is that when this chest has items in it, it turns on this comparator, which turns off this torch, allowing our cycle to run, release minecarts, and all that jazz. What this slime block and observer circuit does is when this chest runs completely out of items, it will turn off this piston, which will pull all of these things back, pressing our observer back into this block, which will update it and release our hopper minecart one final time to allow it to go through and go into the system when there are no items in here. So that is a pretty cool added functionality of this, and I like it very much. Now let's talk about the coal input side, which in theory should be much simpler. And actually, my coal input side didn't actually turn out so simple. But that's because I may tend to overthink a few things whenever it comes to redstone. But right here, what I wanted it to do is, instead of picking up 72 items, because I only want one hopper minecart on this side, I would like it to go there, bounce back off of this block, and return all the way back, pick up more, and do the same thing over and over again. So I wanted it to actually pick up enough for 2 items per furnace. And the way that we did that was by extending our pulse extender. We've got it to 10 comparators instead of the 4 comparator pulse extender over here. So yeah, that is pretty significant difference right there. Then we've also got a little extra mechanic, just like the other side, where this observer will update this and send our hopper minecart on its way if there is no items left in the chest. Yeah. I really do hope that makes sense and didn't go entirely over you guys' head, but, you know, I'm sure a few people got it. Other than that, that is the basic concept of this, and there will be a tutorial for it coming soon. Now, let's go and put it in the survival world. And now we've got this thing totally built in survival. Didn't feel like there was any need to show anything there because, well, obviously I just showcased it all off in creative. So let's go ahead and fire it up, and do not worry, I'm not going to keep it this ugly. Everything will be worked on at some point, guys. I just wanted to get it functional, get it showing this episode, because like I said, there's tons of work to be done. So let's kickstart this side off with a few stacks of coal, and we can just see that kick into action right here. Looking good. After a little bit of time, it should just go ahead and disperse automatically, go through and add some coal into our system. Good. Now right here, let's go ahead and add in all of our sand. I found that with this amount of furnaces, 9 stacks of sand actually burns 1 item, or 1 coal out of each furnace, because each furnace burns 8 blocks of coal. And right here, we should actually get to see this fill up with 64 and 8. Perfect. And then the other one rolls in and does the exact same thing, and that should light up all of our furnaces. Just like that. Did it skip a furnace? Oh, we have a powered rail. So we have a powered rail in the system. That is obviously no good. Other than that, the system would have worked just fine, just perfectly, picking up 72 items every single time until it actually totally runs out. So, yeah, we have got this thing pretty fine-tuned, in my opinion. Go ahead and add in the rest of our coal blocks. The only thing is we can't really leave it, which kind of stinks. So this has actually been one continuous clip, and we shouldn't have had anything in here. Yeah, we did not have anything in here. Look at that. We have already got 3 stacks of glass smelted. It's coming in 2 at a time because we've got a double hopper feeding system into the double chest right here. And like I said, eventually I'm going to make one that just goes absolutely ridiculously fast. I mean, that is the ultimate goal. And yeah, sometimes if it runs out at just the perfect amount of time, like it does with 9 stacks of items, it will actually leave 1 hopper minecart here, but that's no big deal because it still picks up the correct amount whenever we add our next amount of items in. So as you can see, the furnaces are all done, and now it's just hopper backlog coming in. So as long as the hoppers are flowing, that is how long it'll take for us to get our 9 stacks back. Pretty cool in my opinion. Like I said, tutorial will be coming soon. Next thing we're going to do is finish our last 3 layers on the cactus farm. Alright guys, so we have done it. We have finished up the iron farm. We've got it fixed. Obviously it's not finished yet. I have to still create a roof for it. I'm kind of still playing around with some designs for that. Had to fully test this thing to make sure that it was actually functional first off, and oh man. Let's go and take a look and see how much that we have been producing, because we have gotten quite a bit from this, I believe. I have not seen any failed spawns at all. They've all went into the trap, and that is a good, healthy amount of iron, but I have been testing it far more than that. Oh, yeah. We've got over 3 stacks of iron blocks between all of this iron, and I think we're just going to go ahead and craft that up real quick. And there you have it. We have got 3.5 stacks of iron blocks from that one sitting. That was one... We went AFK for one night, and then I just kind of let my Minecraft run a little bit of the day today, probably like 4 or 5 hours throughout the day, to just kind of test it and see if I got any failed spawns. I am happy to pronounce that we did not get any, but guys, I had to go through pretty extreme measures to make sure that nothing, that no iron golems spawned. Rats, I missed it. Oh man, we are getting some lag spikes. Alright, so the way that we use to separate out the iron golems, we use their size to our advantage. So they are 3 blocks tall. Our max block right here in between these 2 layers of half slabs is 2.5. So iron golems cannot spawn in between there, so that is good. The only places that I have actually seen them spawn is in our trap. They cannot spawn on top of this layer here. They can spawn in a 16 by 16 by 6 area, I believe is their spawning volume. So yeah, they are fully spawn proofed on this, and I am pretty pleased with that, in all honesty. This cactus farm, I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's not tall enough. I want to go at least another 4 layers, possibly another 8, just to go ahead and go right on up, make this a full-on skyscraper, because I am not really liking the amount of cactus that I'm getting from this. I know that I'm never going to use this much cactus or this much green dye, but I mean, guys, this is Minecraft, and we want to overdo things, and that is not overdoing it. Yeah, we're gonna. It's gonna take us 2 years to fill up all these chests like that. So I am gonna go ahead and probably build up a couple of more layers, either off camera or in the next episode or something like that. And from the top of this tree right here, you can see almost every project that we have worked on in the world so far. We got the super smelter that we just finished. We've got the iron farm, the storage room, the cactus farm, the creeper farm, the zombie pigman farm. I mean, we have got pretty much everything all laid out right here in front of us, and I think that it is looking actually pretty good. It does make me realize that I do want this to be another 8 layers high so that it just goes right the way on up. I think that that would be pretty cool, and maybe possibly build a second cactus farm next to it. I don't know. We'll see how the layout of everything starts going once we start getting roads in. I'm going to change all of that stone out and diorite out to grass blocks and everything like that. So, yeah. And don't worry, we will also get some better terraforming in once we get some infrastructure in place. That would be all of our paths and roads and all that stuff. So, that is looking pretty good, guys. I am liking where this is going so far. Let me know what you guys think of everything so far that we've got going on in the city. Any suggestions or anything would be helpful as well. And here is our comment of the day. Dude, I've been loving your series, and it has really inspired my Minecraft gameplay. Anyway, I was wondering how much ad revenue you make from your videos. Anyway, keep up the great work, and thank you for playing Bedrock. Well, thank you for the nice comment. Just to make it clear, I do not know how much information I'm allowed to give on this subject, but I do think that I am allowed to give what I'm about to give, and that is that, I don't know. My basic ad revenue, I do not have very much. I'm about to hit 5,000 subscribers, so thank you guys very much for that. That is a pretty big milestone for me because, you know, less than a year ago, I did not even think that I would have even 100 subscribers. So to get 5,000, that's a pretty big goal. So thank you guys very much for all of your support and all of the kind comments and everything that you leave. That makes me very happy and helps me want to continue actually producing the content. Other than that, so far because I started making my survival Let's Play videos rather than tutorials primarily, I get a lot less views, which means I get a decent amount less ad revenue, but it wasn't even anything substantial to begin with. Right now, I would say that I probably average about, I don't know, $60 to $70 a week in ad revenue, which is, wait, a week? No, a month. I'm so sorry, a month. So that is not very good. But, you know, it is what it is. I do this mostly for fun. I hope that one day I will be able to go full-time YouTube. But, you know, I started this out not really thinking that that would be a possibility. But yeah, $60 to $70 a month is about what I make, and I think the very peak that I have made is like $120 a month. So that is not that substantial, not that awesome, but, you know, for a little bit of extra money, you know, it is what it is. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please hit that like button, leave me a comment, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.